Nadine Yanis with your Fox 4 digital update. We begin with hundreds of millions of dollars in Hurricane Ian relief has been passed with the signature from Governor DeSantis. The governor actually signed this bill on Fort Myers Beach today, where Ian had devastating impacts. The bill provides $750 million in aid and even addresses housing, the environment, and economic relief efforts long term. We broke down the bill for you right now on fox4now.com if you want to take a look. And a matter of days after Adam Soul's trial began, jurors returned a guilty verdict. In fact, jurors only took about an hour to return this verdict. It has been 4 years since Soul's killed a library director, Dr. Leroy Hammerding. Our reporter was in court today and followed every single step of this trial. You can actually find the link to her live tweets as that verdict came in when you search for this story on our website. And 6 months after their 12-year-old was hit and killed at a Cape Coral Walmart parking lot, a family in Cape Coral is speaking out and calling for major changes. On June 22nd, Sierra Rose Vasquez went with her parents, Suzanne and Ivan, to the Del Prado Boulevard Walmart when an 85-year-old man ran her over and killing her. The parents of that child now say that they want to see systemic changes to lawmakers to regulate driver's licenses. You can actually hear their testimony and their interview exclusively on fox4now.com.
And turning to our weather now across southwest Florida, cooler air continues to build in. That means tomorrow morning is going to be a much cooler start in the upper 50s. Now, we're going to have a couple of spotty rain showers in the mix overnight tonight, then tapering off. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies are expected. We'll start off tomorrow morning, your weekend off around 56 degrees in Arcadia alongside Northport. Punta Gorda starting off around 58 degrees alongside Fort Myers. Coastal Collier County expecting morning temperatures to be running in the lower 60s. As for those high temperatures, they too will continue to run a couple of degrees below normal. I'm forecasting an afternoon high of 75 degrees. Then after sunset, a couple of showers will be a possibility. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, another little system comes through that in turn keeping temperatures chilly on Sunday with highs only of 70 degrees. Another cold front triggering widespread rain on Tuesday with another front on Thursday. So overall, looks like things will stay on the cool side and a bit more active in the week ahead.
Nobody will understand ever what it's like to lose a child.
The photos that used to celebrate a dozen years of milestones now celebrate the 12 years of Sierra Rose Vasquez's life.
I have nobody to hug. I can't touch her face. I can't tell her I love her.
On June 22nd, Sierra went with her parents, Suzanne and Ivan, to the Del Prado Boulevard Walmart. Her life ended moments later in her mother's arms.
Took me back to that day in June.
6 months later, I sat down with them exclusively as they want their story told.
She was with me by my side, and then suddenly she just gets thrown into the air, mid-air. The next thing I know, she's on the ground and every bone in her body is crushed. I can feel it. She said, "Mommy," and then she was gone.
The driver, 85-year-old Roy Hensley, was cited for careless driving. Investigators say he accidentally hit the gas pedal while backing up, running over the family of 3. But because it was an accident, investigators haven't criminally charged him. Records show he similarly lost control in a parking lot 2 years ago and struck a concrete barrier. Thankfully, no one else was hurt in that crash.
And I pray that God will forgive him, because I won't.
Do you think he should ever be allowed to drive again?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
That may happen. State records show his license will be revoked at the beginning of the new year because he has not yet met court requirements. Fox 4 Investigates has tried reaching out to him, but we've been unsuccessful.
I want something to come out of this. I don't want the name of the life of my daughter to go in vain. Because when's going to happen next?
Count 1, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder.
No reaction from Souls. That, as a jury unanimously said, he was guilty of planning to murder Fort Myers Beach Library director in 2019, Leroy Hammerding.
And he had been planning it for a while.
During closing arguments, prosecutors said a key video moment proved premeditation. You can see Souls walks past the library and comes back. That's when he attacked and killed Hammerding with a knife.
Premeditation either started during those early problems, or it started at the moment he turned back towards the library. But either way, he carried that intent all the way to the library lobby where he carried out the act.
And that premeditation is the key difference here, specifically from the defense. They continue to say, as some doctors have said for years, that Soules was insane when the crime happened.
And because of that mental illness, he could not differentiate between right and wrong.
Jurors did not believe that, or defense lawyer Michael Murmert saying because the detective never asked Soules if what he did he believed was right or wrong. The difference, the doctor said, is he could tell the difference. The prosecution also said that he could.
We hope that this can bring some closure.
In a case filled with so much emotion, it ended with little shown, as Soules, now convicted of first-degree murder, will spend the rest of his life in prison. In downtown Fort Myers, Caitlin Knapp, Fox 4.
A stock market slump continued Friday. The Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 all dropped for the third day in a row and are down significantly from where they were at the start of December. Analysts put the blame on the Federal Reserve, which raised interest rates Wednesday. There are concerns that the Fed's actions will trigger a recession. A majority of voters believe the economy will get even worse next year. That's according to a Friday poll from the Wall Street Journal. A Minnesota man is accused of trying to stockpile weapons for a mass shooting. The FBI announced the arrest of 20-year-old River Smith Friday. Smith reportedly tried to buy weapons from an undercover agent, expressed racist and homophobic beliefs, and said he wanted to die in a shootout with police. He faces multiple felony charges. It's one of the first arrests made since the FBI's formation of a domestic terrorism unit earlier this year. Democrats are trying to distance themselves from Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced founder of FTX, a crypto exchange that went bankrupt earlier this year. He gave about $40 million to Democrats during the last election cycle. There are now calls to give that money back. Friday, 3 leading Democratic groups, including the Democratic National Committee, said they would set aside almost $2 million they received from Bankman-Fried. The groups say they want the money to go to victims of FTX's fraud. A policy from the war on drugs is going away. Friday, Attorney General Merrick Garland said the country would stop giving harsher sentences for crack cocaine than powder cocaine. The move takes effect in 30 days. Garland said in a memo that there is no scientific reason to treat the two forms of the drug differently. People who support the decision say it addresses racial disparities in sentencing. While crack users are historically diverse, the vast majority of crack convictions are among the black community. A Pentagon group focused on UFOs has not come up with any evidence of alien life so far. Leaders of the group launched this summer said Friday that they have been going through prior UFO reports for months. They've also been taking new reports. Officials said even though they haven't found any alien life just yet, they won't rule anything out until they review all of the data. Holiday office parties are making a comeback this year. 42% of companies in a recent survey say they're planning to host one. That's up from 13% last year. But a shocking number of people have had them go poorly in the past. Out of 1,000 employees surveyed, 14% say they were terminated shortly after their company's holiday party last year.
If your judgment is so poor that you think it's okay to get extremely drunk and probably inappropriate as a result at a Christmas party, it's not a stretch for your employer to say, is this a person that we can also trust to have good judgment when they put them in front of a client?
This can especially be true for industries that are seeing layoffs.
Always, companies will start with the people who, in some cases, frankly, we've been looking for a reason to get rid of anyway. And so, as far as holiday parties go, don't give them that reason.
To avoid all this, she says to go into the party with a plan and just keep things simple.
I'm going to stay for 90 minutes. I'm going to have one drink. I'm going to have a couple plates of food, and I'm going to meet 2 new people. That right there, in my book, is a win. And I think any of us can do that.
She says it can also be helpful to have an excuse to leave prepared if you feel the people around you are starting to behave poorly.
In order to bring down the return to prison rate for some inmates who leave prison, some facilities are implementing a program. Now, I was lucky enough to go to a facility in South Carolina and witness one of those programs in action and meet 2 incarcerated mothers who are currently going through that program. I can't show you their faces, I can't tell you their names, and I can't even tell you the reason why they're there, but I can show you the reason why they want to leave through the power of music.
With chords, you know, because guitar can do that better than cello, but I just want you to hear the melody at the beginning, so.
Here at the Visitors Center, Brittany and Ashley are going over music lessons. Something they've never done before.
She said after the second session, you said, I want to do music when I get out.
Yeah, and
that's
what the cello is beautiful.
It's like gave joy and happiness for just a little bit of time. You know, you can take your mind off of everything that's going on.
Yeah, and then the cello comes in.
All of this is part of a program called the Lullaby Project, dedicated to keeping the rate of prisoners returning low.
We have the lowest recidivism rate or return back to prison rate in the country, and I believe that's because of all the programs that we have here. Currently, it's 19.2%.
And Brittany and Ashley are taught by South Carolina music professor Claire Bryant.
You love it.
These are songs that Brittany and Ashley wrote, inspired by people outside these walls.
There's one part where the chorus changes to, instead of at the end, Mama's
Yes.
World, You Are Loved. I had my son 8 months before I got incarcerated, and then I had my daughter 3 months ago while I was incarcerated.
I got incarcerated when I was 18 weeks, and I just had her. She turned a month old yesterday on the 6th.
What's your song called?
It's called My Little Shining Stars.
What's the lyric in that song that means the most to you?
I'll always love you both, no matter where you are.
It's Mama's World. The meaning behind it is just to let my children know, hey, we're going through this right now, but it's not going to be forever. And I'm still here. You're loved, and how much they are loved and how much they mean to me.
Now it's up to Claire to bring these songs to life. Composed, sung, and performed with a professional touch to give their newborns something from their mothers to get through this moment where they're not around.
Please don't forget me. 5 years down the line, they'll still have this song to look back on. So I think it's sort of like a memory that will exist forever.
It's just saying, hey, we did get through this, we got through this, and I was able to do this for you while we were in a dark place, you know.
Because behind these walls, there's a moment of hope for these mothers. This is a moment to reflect, a moment to change, and soon, a moment for them to be together. In Columbia, South Carolina, I'm Thomas Hoppe.
They are cranking out the Christmas cookies here at the Bon Bonnery Bakery.
Thumbprints, chocolate chip, and rainbow.
But all these delicious cookies and cakes are not translating into profit.
Every day it seems like the cost of things are just so much more.
Co-owner Mary Pat Pace says she's trying not to pass along her soaring costs, but eggs are now
41 cents each. What they used to be was 10 cents each.
And the price for vanilla tripled this year.
It's $171 a gallon, which is crazy.
Now, overall, inflation slowed in November, which is a good sign going into the new year. But prices of holiday food staples, and we're not just talking baked goods, are still up sharply compared to a year ago.
The latest consumer price index shows flour is up 25%, butter 27%, cookies 19%, ham 7.8%, and turkey nearly 18%. To save money, Toby Stanger of Consumer Reports says store brand is the way to go.
Whether you have the most expensive stuffing in the turkey or the most expensive cheese is not going to make the meal.
Speaking of cheese, she says skip the pre-made cheese and vegetable trays.
Just cut them up yourselves and save yourself a lot of money.
Consumer Reports' other tips for holiday hosts: take advantage of offers for free hams and turkeys, though you might have to spend a certain amount. Grab the circulars in store to see what's on sale, and always check the unit price listed on the price tag. Mary Pat says if you're baking desserts, expect to pay a lot more.
You have to have vanilla. You have to have good eggs.
So ask your guests to pitch in by bringing sides and desserts so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
You've heard of Black Friday, but this weekend is Super Saturday, the last Saturday before Christmas Eve, and the best chance for procrastinators to wrap up their holiday shopping. And this year's Super Saturday is projected to be a big one. 158 million people are expected to go shopping. That's according to the National Retail Federation, which says about half of shoppers will be checking out deals in-store and online. Starbucks unions launched a 3-day strike Friday, trying to better secure wages and working conditions for union members. The strikes affect less than 5% of Starbucks stores nationwide. The company and its unions have opened negotiations at some stores, but have not come close to an agreement. Starbucks has not commented on the strike. Gas prices are at their lowest point in 15 months. An average gallon costs $3.18, and the average is now below $3 in 19 states, including Colorado and Ohio. It's a huge discount compared to the week before Thanksgiving, when gas prices were closer to $3.70 a gallon.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Fox 4 certified meteorologist Katie Walls. You might be feeling the effects of a cold front that came through earlier today. Cooler, drier air continuing to build in. That said, on radar, might look a little ominous as those showers are falling upstairs. However, with that dry air at the ground, they're just not making it here. So at this point overnight tonight, expecting quiet conditions, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies forecast heading into your Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, mix of clouds and sun on the way. A little area of low pressure could help to trigger a couple of spotty rain showers overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. That said, again, with that drier air in place, those showers will be hard pressed to actually reach the ground. The big story will be the cooler air building in over the weekend. Check out these changes ahead. The coolest air we have felt since February. Sunday's highs only in the upper 60s. Notice your Monday morning starting off in the lower 50s in Fort Myers, likely seeing some upper 40s toward DeSoto County.
By now, you probably already know what these virtual reality headsets are, what they do. But they're no longer just being used to play games. More companies and businesses across the world are using these as a way to collaborate while they work remotely.
Fair warning, you're about to see me act like a kid.
I've actually only put these on once before, so this is going to be a totally new experience for me as well.
We have 2 cameras in here, it's behind you. Okay. Oh, look at that.
That's Chris Fleischman on the far end of your screen. He's CEO of Arthur, a technology company that created the space we're standing in for this interview.
And you can literally just look anywhere.
Oh my gosh, this thing goes 360 degrees.
And we even got a mountain view. Wow.
And that guy on the left, the one who doesn't seem to know what to do with his hands, yeah, that's me.
I'm in Spain right now, so it's a little bit more appropriate to serve champagne. You can grab anything and modify anything except for your coworkers.
Well, we're turning
this Wednesday into a Friday.
I told you, I'm a kid. But how this space is now being used is increasingly finding its way from kids to now adults.
So I'm in the United States, you're in Spain, and you guys are in Germany, and we can just all meet in this virtual room to collaborate as if we're together. Exactly. That's the idea.
In 2018, VR revenue from businesses was $829 million, according to metaverse research company Artillery Intelligence. Next year, that number is expected to grow to $4.26 billion. And by the year 2030, 23.5 million jobs worldwide are expected to use VR and augmented reality in their daily work.
You know, for us, we've had 2 years of nothing but exponential growth. Almost can't find a Fortune 500 company anymore that doesn't have a dedicated XR team. So it's probably around 95, maybe 98% of these companies, they have an XR team. Now, the degree to which these teams are mature and how many use cases have been piloted are different, But if you compare this to 3 years ago, it's a huge difference.
Fleischmann founded Arthur in 2016 when the headsets weren't so compact and easy to use. Now, his company is pouring resources into making it even friendlier to the uninitiated.
Green button. Feel free to follow me.
All right.
Every Friday, Arthur has its 60-person workforce file into this virtual auditorium for team meetings. When you think about other use cases for a space like this, classrooms, TED Talks, even conferences, the future can sound pretty exciting.
It's really fun because you already know where people are sitting, and then they raise their hands, and it has this dynamic that you really only know from physical offices.
I can attest, having done countless Zoom interviews, I can tell you this experience felt different and more personal, like I was there with Chris. And that's why VR companies are so excited about their product. Through video conferencing, you might be able to share your screen, but in VR, you can pull up and manipulate documents and objects with your hands, so everyone can see it in ways you might not be able to over a computer screen.
There's something going on in our minds that is telling us, hey, you are present here. And even though we have these avatars and, not everything is photorealistic yet, there is this power of the medium itself.
Now there are concerns. What's the practicality of buying these headsets for hundreds, if not thousands of employees? What's the cost? How do we keep users from becoming addicted to the virtual world? But Chris thinks those concerns will be addressed as we learn more about this medium.
I only have a few more questions.
Should we jump over to Dubai?
Jump over to Dubai.
Let's do it. The thing?
Yep.
I'll see you there. Perfect.
Beautiful. How's this?
Excellent.
This is undeniably cool.
Crazy that you can see me gesture like this. But yeah.
And undeniably a little awkward. I still don't know what to do with my hands. But it's an emerging technology that has tons of potential for businesses and otherwise.
Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, thank you guys. Now my last question is, how do I exit here?
You can't anymore. Now you're stuck.
I'm stuck in Dubai.
Even if it takes some learning. I'm Dan Grossman.
The holiday season is when many people take time off work. And while you'll want to enjoy your PTO, the dread of returning to work can make your time off more stressful than relaxing. Job site Monster calls this PTO woes.
It's basically the stress and anxiety over returning to work after you've taken PTO.
Monster found 87% of workers have experienced PTO woes, with 72% not requesting time off due to the fear of PTO woes. And when they are on PTO, 76% spend part of their time thinking about quitting when they return.
Majority of people in our survey said, guess what? They're actually checking emails or they're checking work while they are on quote unquote PTO. The others have said they are daydreaming about a new job while they're on PTO for their current job, and they may not have anyone to delegate to, so they may be checking emails periodically throughout the day while they're supposed to be taking time off.
Monster career expert Vicky Salemi says employees can do a few things to lessen their anxiety and stress before returning to work.
Try to get everything in order, which may feel like you're working extra hours prior to the PTO. Have a delegation plan, talk to your boss and set boundaries and say, okay, here's my number. Feel free to text me if there's an emergency, but I'm not planning on checking emails. Set an out-of-office response and stick to it.
Vicky also says more than a quarter of people surveyed are worried about layoffs and avoid taking PTO to show their value. She says if you feel that stressed, this could be an opportunity to look for a better job that values your time.